I think before we talk about opportunities, let's talk about us as men.
Yeah.
Because there is... Okay, come on.
Yes. Come on.
There's a new pandemic in this church.
Yeah.
And it's a variant.
Yeah.
And men don't see the necessity of waking up and providing for their families.
Come on, brother.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And gents, let's talk. Today, I think, let me be unblunt.
Yes, sir. Come on.
You know, let's talk as men. It says, udodi,
Yeah.
imbi into esiyenzayo. Bayangihleka abazalwane base-Cosmos besayixabanela le ndaba. Amen, bazalwane. Right. Sisazwana. Amen, bazalwane, sike sayixabanela le ndaba. There's a question God asked in Genesis chapter 3, Adam, where are you? The theologians agree that the very first question asked in the Bible was asked by the devil to throw aspersions on the authority of God. Did God really say you must not eat? Then the very next question is, where are you? If I have time, I will deal with 10 questions asked between the book of Genesis and Exodus. Right? Where is Adam? Where is Adam when Eve is standing alone under a very critical tree that will determine the destiny of humanity? Where was Adam? Where was Adam? Because it is Adam who received the instruction of the forbidden tree. Let's assume, for argument's sake, he was busy somewhere. Because men become busy with trivial matters. Men generally become busy. NDODA yazi kakhulu nge-Kaizer Chiefs than ama-grades abantwana bayo.
Come on, brother.
You know ukuthi ubani uzotransferwa uzobuya nini eEurope, this and that. Trivial matters. Right? Umntana akho wenza ugrade bani awukho sure. I was the class teacher. Right? Trivial matters. Let's assume, for argument's sake, Adam was busy, right? But he abandoned a critical post. He abandoned the critical post of being there and give direction to Eve. To Eve. To say, look, you can touch any other tree here, but we were told not to touch this one. And then the Bible implies, and it says, and she gave some to her husband. It implies that Adam was standing here at the same time. If you read it very carefully in Genesis chapter 3. So we are standing with our wives under the forbidden tree. And we are eating the wrong fruits. The time scale of the church, it's fluctuating because men are standing under the forbidden tree. The church is not growing. Right? Time fiscus is challenged because men, they see nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Let's eat with our wives. When a man have a perspective of a woman, he is robbing a woman of a right man in his life. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When men married you, agreed to marry you, he wanted a man, not an extension of herself. So patriarchy, it's okay, Hodzo.
Yes, sir.
Patriarchy, it's okay. It is okay for you to have a cave in your house where you go in and think about issues of life. It is okay.
Yeah. Come on.
We have men today who talk too much. They talk too much about anything. And let me say this. It is also okay for a man sometimes to say, I don't know. I don't have. I will discuss this later.
Come on.
Men have pressure to answer everything. As men, we have an opinion on everything that is around us. And in the process we lie and occupy the wrong seat of God. Only God is omniscient. So as men, let us be in touch with our humanity. We are limited. Asazi konke. That's why, Titi, job opportunities as men, we have a spirit of competition, toxic spirit of competition.
Why?
And if I will tap from the presentation also, we are very few to compete among ourselves. Adventists are very few. We can't compete among ourselves. There is this joke. It's written by Azubani, but it's the most used there is Mugabe. Rich men wear suits, others are Adventists. Others are what? Because there is this decorum, Sabbath decorum that we portray. And we appear as if we do have. Right? A CEO is wearing a suit and a gardener is wearing a suit today. So the appearance, that decorum of the Sabbath, we appear equal. But actually we are not. We cannot be equal. We cannot be equal. Bazalwane, amasabatha kumele sitshelane iqiniso siyekelele ukugijimela ngoba se-Efesu.
Come on. Yeah.
Sitshelane namaqiniso, blunt truth. Confronted one young man in my church. I'm noticing, Buti, you take your wife to work. Ngihlangana nawe uhleli nabafana be-ANC ngemoto awusebenzi. Who's pouring petrol in that car? Le mali encane lo mntwana abantu ayisebenzayo uappeara ngathi unakho. Ngathi unakho. Be prudent, young man. Be prudent, young man. Sit down. Right? Sometimes it's okay for you to give your wife her car and come back uzochereza. Maybe let's talk about this decorum and tetangai. You know, we maintain this look, the dignity, but we don't maintain authority of manhood. Authority of manhood sometimes means dirty hands and clean money.
Come on, sir.
Dirty hands and clean money. I can't be Messiah. I can't be a Messiah. I can't be you. No, I can't be you.
Yes.
If I'm a dagger boy, let me do that with pride.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? The Adventist church has a toxic pressure among men. Mabaqeda bakhetha nemisebenzi. And most of them are unemployable.
Come on, brother.
Khuluma isingisi ngesikhathi somsebenzi emsebenzini wakho. We don't employ Adventists. Argue every day with your employees. Ngesikhathi somsebenzi. Une opinion on everything. Cabanga ukuthi efemini kuvulwa ngomthanda usiyasebenza la. Siyasebenza la. La siyasebenza la bafethu. Nginejob la. Every time around here. What's wrong? No, I'm making a first point, Diana. I'm making a first point. It's very difficult to hire Adventists. I'm making a first point. Maybe you will lose my presentation. I'm making a first point. It's very difficult to hire Adventists. Uvibrate the voice, ufuna umsebenzi, uvibrate the voice. Banale voice yokuthandaza ngithi. Neslu, English, udoti. Difficult. Because we compete against each other, among each other. You can't say to Maziya Puti, you know what, ngibona ngathi ukuprocurement lapha kwenziwa njani. Kwenziwa njani? Kunento abathi tax clearance. Umuntu ufuna $1 million akane tax clearance. Ufuna $1 million esiyakheleza. Tax clearance akanayo. Umbuza ngesiyayigibhi yakazile. Buza. Buza ndo. Mhlawumbe iphakama ndoda kuphela mesifana lo buza ndo. Buza. Hence, frankly speaking, Adventists, where they work, they are powerful. You know, you get a presentation, from a CEO for free in Adventist church. But because we are sluggish in our thinking, our board would back to $1 million. Our board. Abanye babantu ngaphandle kwalenkonzo ngabasibazi. Yazi lenkonzo ihlanganisa nabakhala. Bonke umkhala ngaphandle kwalenkonzo abangazi imuhu. Okay, ngumntana selokishisa inkole. Sorry. Ngivele sana. Ngilwe ngamatshe lenkolele lapha khona. Sorry. But I ngicela permission to be unplugged. You get a doctor in this church to present. Right? Yeah. Something that is paid when he's doing it somewhere. Yeah. There's a price tag for this presentation. Yeah. So the first thing, gents, before we talk about business opportunities, must associate on the competition. Correct. Amen. The second point, have a pride of a man as a man. Have a pride of a man as a man. Is that okay? It's not okay for your wife to provide for you. It's not. Adventist Men? Just like I show my corner. Yiko. Usikhethe wena mara kusho yena ukuthi vala uhleli lapha phansi mamdala. You making an announcement, your wife is doing like this. Vala, I'm cold, ngifuna ukuhamba. Vele ngoba ihitha ithengwe uyikhasi uzowothana. Vala. Melesio. We cannot get right men who are leading the church who are dependent on their women. Authority. Right? God has given you authority. Puti pride yakho ngamani uthembisa amazambane nokuthi imali yomfazi. Hala ngawe. Sasikhulisa nabafana beyitabane kule nkonzo. Ngoba kunamadoda. Akunamadoda kule nkonzo. Ukhuluma English. Where is Adam? this afternoon. Where is Adam? Where is Adam? The point I was making, let's not major on the minors. Don't know. You know, we know everything about everything else except our families. Muntu akhona makakholile uthaka inathi ngiyabuya. Gcwala istrata. A man yasendlini. Tuck in ngiyabuya manje. Saphuthuma. I got a prudent plan to lead the family. I'm making this point now. If the government has an RDP, where's the blueprint for your family? Yini le leader family, niyaphi as a family? What is it that you are putting on the table for your family? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is it? You must. Adam had a blueprint. God gave Adam a blueprint. There are trees. Tilt the garden. Right? Don't touch here. Do you have that in your family? What a damn God. What a damn God. Everybody does as it pleases. Right? Man, let's wake up. Sugumando. Sugumando. Some of them are very articulate, and they are weak at home. Give me this mountain. Give me this mountain. Which mountain is that? Which mountain is that? Very articulate. It's a kulege. Give me this mountain. Which mountain is that? Uzayenza. Okay, masithi siyakunika le ntaba uzoyenza. Gentlemen, let us be robust and be honest.
Yes.
And be honest.
Yeah.
And be honest. One of the things, TD, that we need to do, it's not only profiling skills.
Oh, yes, sir.
Not only that, right? Kufanele nathi sikhulume ngobudoda bethu. Man is under attack.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Uyithemba njani indoda egcoliswayo? Iyakufanela faka le. Lento umntwana liyagcokiswa nasendlini. Iza la izosithethisa igcokisiwe. Hello, gents. The issue, there's religion in our clothing. Baba Mfundisi. There's religion in our clothing. Nyangizwa?
Amen.
Nyangizwa? Ayihlali kahle ibhanje epinki kumazini. Nyangizwa? Owani ngizwa ngoba nani seniyafana. Nyangizwa ukuthi mthini? There's religion. There's expression of your sexuality in your dress code. You're a man. Yeah? Muntu body tight. My tight is too tight. But you don't. There's something in our physique and our physique is tight. Kuluma namadoda. Utata ukhona. There's something in our physique. I feel just tight. We are spiritual. Over and above spiritual, you are inviting cancer. When certain things are not seated correctly. So, in the issue of dress, be conservative. ezincane endlini. Zincane lezi. Mandinyuke. Diet yasendlini. The custodian of the diet yasendlini nguwe. God told Adam what to eat.
Oh, no, that's true.
Because now kula mfundisi, there is a religion in the loaf of bread. It's a statement sapho.
Yeah.
Now kula mfundisi okhele mfa. Kaloku ndiyashumayezwa nami ndingumedi. Ndizawukota abafundisi bam.
Yes, sir.
Ndiyandiva ukuthi uthi Ellen White Adventist Home, the murderer that stays in the kitchen. Check the oil in the food. Talk about prostate cancer. Izinto ezizokuaffect as a man masingafaki ekudleni kwakho.
Yeah.
Niyangizwa madoda?
Yes, sir.
Kukhona izinto later jump u50 umkhamo soyataka. So misikhathe eside. Sihleli la unyamlibe toilet sugar. Diabetic. Good food. Don't buy poison.
Yes, no. You're right.
Uthandazela impilo yende kodwa umthwalo kumele ufe. Vele ufe. Ngicela extendele insuku. Umthwalo uya liability. Ufuna ukuphila isikhathi eside for what? For what? Nangu lo tata. Lo. Niyamazi lo tata? Ngithetha ngani ngeke ngenze mandate yakho. Niyamazi lo tata sukuma tata. Sukuma. Okay. It's fine. Niyamazi lo baba?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
Masizithobeni.
Yeah.
Masizithobeni.
Oh, my.
Andifuna uthetha naye kakhulu. Uyazi why ngimsukumisa.
Oh,
Masizithobeni.
Jesus.
Uthole baba ngikhulume ngama opportunities.
Yeah.
Be humble. La nkandla elwelo idesignwe lo tata. I understand how to support. But get what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Don't miss the point. Get what I'm saying. We are never talking. Yes. We are talking. Sit down and humble yourself.
Yeah. Amen. Oh, Jesus.
A simple. Ndimuntu wasekuruleni.
Yeah.
Mfundisi. Liphawule bekuruleni. Ihambile ithathwe ngamabhulu sayibuyisa wonke. Ningawari nina ne? Ningawari masithi lezwe sinenye ingqondo siyazilungisa izinto zamadoda.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
As a contractor, ikuruleni lezi zinto engizisebenzayo izithenge ebantwini abangazi nix. You provide yourself, you get into a database as a kuruleni. Minimum you can make 35K a month.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have an employment problem, we have a deployment problem.
Okay.
We don't have an employment problem because men are very lazy.
Yeah.
Pastor Ron, you cannot be unemployed and be sick. Awujimi, wenza aba school lesson, awusebenzi, uyintoni, uyalenga njengama-hunger point. Pastor Ron, I'm saying to you, mangenza example babu ngithi ngamaglobhu ngathi amaferel soba ngathi ngibadipha. Thiba ngithi amaglobhu lawa sofaka kuma street light, ne? Ekuruleni as we speak, there is no contract that supplies amaglobes. Ne? Yazi supply ubani lezi abosizi. You go buy them with supplier and put your 15% markup and make money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nyangizwa?
Yeah.
Adventist. Kade hlakwani. Ndafika kule nkonzo, ndiyafika kule nkonzo emtsha. 21, 27 years. Ngiyafika kule nkonzo. Ngumuntu wangaphandle, mase nesikwatele ngisho njalo. Ngisibiza abantu bangaphandle. Mase bakwatile abantu abazalelwe basibiza abantu bangaphandle. Wazi ukuthi awusakhulumi nabo kahle. Bayahlupha labantu bangaphandle. Service yethu yama funerals iranwa abantu bangaphandle nathi siyafa. There's no undertaker emsabata. Sinika abayedeni imali yethu. Niyangithola? Right? Akho undertaker emsabata eyaziyo ukuthi thina when we bury it's a revival. He needs to give us time. Right? It's not just a service. We invite the pastor from Northwest to come preach. Right? We want to talk to the family. I'm talking business opportunities. Right?
Yes, sir. Hey.
Statements around fundis. Right? The principle of the Sabbath presupposes that you are a leader. Wena nencekukazi yakho awunanceko marugcina isabatha. Winne silidwa abadala abangavulisa bathu ungena endlini ekhathele. Ekhathele. Uyamthola nina kusasa manje church board afuthuma lo mdala kanti fatigue. Ayo le issue, he's tired. The elder is tired. The principle of working for 6 days is the principle of the Sabbath. When you are supposed to be at work and ulele, you are breaking the Sabbath. Upuli Sabbath Tuesday. When on Tuesday you are supposed to do something and you don't do it, you are breaking the Sabbath. Uzophumula ngeSabbatha ngoba wenzeni. So it is possible to break the Sabbath on Sunday.
Oh. Deep.
The first thing that God needs to, instill, it must be embedded in our psyche. We are our brother's keeper. Right? Niyangizwa? Enye yendoda eyenzeka la enkonzweni. It's lazy men versus powerful men. Abantu abasifazane, power excites them. They end up being unfaithful.
Yes.
Power excites women. Akakuboni njengendoda. Because you're failing on your basic mandate. Biblical basic mandate. And when there's somebody in Konzweni who's a bit affluent, amakhosikazi flock into him. Now, because also those who have something to buy are not principled, inkonzo even inkonzo yomjolo. Kube nomjolo enkonzweni. Right? Your wife finds herself vulnerable. Where is Adam?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the psychology of women is fun. Women want a man who's always here, but who's rich. You must always be here, Mdala. But when man, would we touch our bagazi? And I'm saying alone. So these forums and fundis must teach us to call your own family Kodesa and discuss developmental issues in your family. Because but we cannot just sell the house. I think those are my pa. I'm coming back. But again, ngoba sithola nalo mcimbi, unkosikazi akasazi ukuhambela lo mcimbi lo munye umcimbi. Niyangizwa? Ukhuluma nabo baba? Ni free namhlanje yazi. Umnandi lapha. Ne? Opportunities. Mina nabanye abazalwane that I can't mention. Kunentaba enkulu esifuna ukuyigibela. Sihleli phansi sa discuss abafethu. Le ndlovu enkulu, can we cut it in slices? Right? Inzima, difficult. Let's have a spirit of collaboration. A spirit of collaboration. Right? I've asked the president, I was sitting with him, I think 4 weeks ago, to say, where is a master plan of the churches in the Adventist cycle? Yini le nto yenza ukuthi mawuvele khona ukuthi uyibadala amasabatha le ungabonanga bhoda elamakatolika uyalibona mawuvela nje ngathi lamaroma kune-structure. They have a structure. Siphethe ivangeli laphakade, but we don't have a structure. Nikhona? Opportunities. Enye yezinto ekumele siyilungise bendilwa nabazalwane baseKhozo. Nikhona abazalwane? I-issue yobuhlanga enkonzweni. Sine issue yobuhlanga. I know amaZimbabwe, amaNdebele namashona wazwana. Babheka phansi. Nandibuzi ndiyabatshela. I'm telling you. Makhetha umNdebele amaNdebele athi makhetha ukushona amashona athi. And in the church ikhona. Madoda sesabatha kunalama families amakhulu. It's one of these families abomazi. Mawushadelwe khona awusumntawu umkhonyana kamazi. Introduce ngonkosikazi. Don't nonsense. By brand la inkonzweni. Asilungisela ukudoda bethu bafethu. Am I talking to you? Yes. Asilungisela ukudoda bethu. Unobuhlanga la inkonzweni. Mangibuya bafethu baseZimbabwe, amaXhosa nabeSuthu kule nkonzo. You see that. AmaZulu, you see that. So, TD, it's a barrier of collaboration. We cannot collaborate because, you know, umfundisi ngumXhosa ufuna umdala womXhosa. Kanjalo kube kwaXhosa kuseKratskai. So one of the things that, and especially bafethu, let's manithethe nani bluntly, it's a weakness. It's a weakness ukuthi sithethe kakhulu and allow izinto zabafazi zisingene ekhaya. Don't fight trivial battles. Because omunye umfomaziyo uyayixoxa lento ubone i-weakness yomunye umzalwane, right? Difika bayixoxa ngithi yazini I don't have a problem ngale angazi why we discuss, right? Number 1 ne number 2 are we discuss njengendoda. Bazalwane, maturity will teach you straight talk does break friendship. Usesemncane mawuthi straight talk doesn't break any friendship. It does.
All the time.
It does. Bubukhwele kwamaXhosa azothu indoda ayithethi yonke into. Indoda ayithethi yonke into. Why we've got CEOs, powerful people who cannot help us, right? Andifuni ubiza amagama abantu. Uyabona? Andala uyokufaka phansi kwebhasi. Andithethi. Sukuma nto. Sukuma. Angeke sukuma. Niyamazi ba? Asikhuluma ngabothonisisa. Niyamazi bazalwane? Ngibese red carpet. Come. Hayi tatumgoza ngifike ngomthandazo apho nje. Khona uThixo hayi mina. Mina ungandelela na stress. Awusichaza.
Ubonga nje ngomkhosi.
Leyo siyayazi sepasini.
Okay.
Bazalwane, we need to be practical.
I'm a head of properties at post office.
Yazi ishukuthini no?
Yeah.
No, niyazi ishukuthini.
Yes, sir.
Ama-building
Yes.
wepost amanejwa yile ndoda.
Yeah.
When you want to convert collaboration with the post office, he makes a final decision. He's a final arbiter. Izatha iza na ngoba isekho fair. Yethamla. Yethatha. Bazalwane mandibiza kandenzeli mina ndithunyiwe nama. It's fine. It's fine. Khona into omele uzilungise. Awuyithethe.
Yeah, my name is Tubile Molusi. Yes. To be honest, I'm retired, but I'm formerly a director at the Department of Public Works in projects.
Never. Abantu engihlala nabo ngesabatha every week. Iza nawe. Nawe. Sukuma. Wacabanga ukuthi uyisolo.
Caleb Sibego lo shayiti pen white. Nomnenge ku sales.
You know why ngimsukumisa naye? Xa eku sales la ikhona khona ungangena ngayo.
Yeah.
Iza nawe TD. Oza TD. I need to be practical. Sayikhuluma yabasemoyeni angeke ibe right.
Okay, nami kama uthemba Dliwayo, that's why I want visa TD. I run an electrical company that we do minor and major retake on electricity. Like we do whether small things like street lights, or we can electrify the whole city. Do you understand? Yeah, so we do all those projects.
How should I read your
Le ndoda ende beyithetha la. Nayi le ndoda ende. Niyibonile? Bathi uHotso. He's into civil. And when I talk about civil and his grade, is into another level. Ne? Into eyenzakalayo eSouth Africa bafowethu ninenivela ngaphandle. Banithathile ban-isolator and building malls. You're not getting opportunities. You're not getting opportunities. I'm telling you. Because i-rates enizithola amanakama mall, ne-rate uThemba liwazokubhatala yena, with the skill that you have, it's far better uThemba than la ukhona. Niyangizwa? Square meters sama builders, most of the builders, nokubabona abanye abazalwane bami la, square meters akhona, it's quite ridiculous. Niyangithola ukuthi ngithini? Right? But if the same project was done by Umazia, knowing him at the level of the church, he was going to give you a better rate. Niyangizwa? So, the church cannot be poor with this army.
Come on.
The church cannot be poor. It can be.
Yeah.
The church cannot be poor.
Yeah.
The reason why we are poor is because we think we are better. So the point is, my presentation would, let's talk. The presentation that I was done by TD in the morning deals with profiling everyone within the church. Right? Into that database, then we can be a force to be reckoned with. Nikhona bazalwane?
Hey, so true.
Nikhona ne? Yes. So bazalwane, it's somebody must believe in you for you to make it in this world. Somebody powerful must give you an opportunity. Right? And give you a test. But bazalwane, nobody is going to trust you with anything. If you have pride, if you are trying to compete with them. Right? And actually, the ethics of Adventists, work ethic of Adventists should be very high. Every company should be seeking Adventists. But the output of Adventists is very low. Very, very, very. I can tell you now. But Oshila Bambalo with my company. I run the same company. No TD. Abambalo but Oshila in our company. They are entitled. Magavela ukemiti akakutshela ukuthi ngeke zemsebenzi 2 years ukuthi wayakhathela. Hayi besisonke ukemiti. Uyamthola bese sonke musuyazi. Uyathola ne? So mina ngivula ikhampani wena urun inkonzo. Uyabe ngifulisa umaziya deep and wide sasa kuyenza umsebenzi. So what we are saying, gents, through this wonderful program, Adam must stand up. And in every sphere of his life. Right? Other men, abafuna ukusebenza, bazenza too spiritual. Jesu yeza sizale ndokusebenza. Sakhe izindlu nje waste. Jesu yeza. Tuzasemhlabeni. Uzunevesi lokungagunda utshani biyeke bukhule ndawonye. Awugundi notshani. Unendimani. Sengisho utshani nje ejaridini. Sebenzisa indimani. But right there, issues of grass. Be a steward in your own home. God will entrust you with bigger things. akwazi ukuba nobaba ejardini kodwa kubonakala. Baba ama-Adventist uhlala phethe steps to Christ uyavangela. Akundi njalo. Jesu uyeza, it's agent. Shumayela ngathi uzwa kule next week. Kundutshana ejardini. God did not require from you ukuthi uguqule umhlaba, uguqule abantwana bakho nonkosikazi wakho. And Adventist men need to be told, be kind to your wife. Firm but kind. Some of you seated here are very abusive. Emotionally and otherwise. And you need to be told. Excellent elders, bad fathers. Bad fathers. Be kind. Be kind. Ungabiza unkosikazi wakho ngolo. Khuluma nami efonini, nakufona unkosikazi khathazeka, buti ngizobuya kuwe nangu unkosikazi. Gentlemen. Decorum. Nice men. Niyangizwa? Some of the things that you need to be told as men, even if you are divorced, be a gentleman. Makhaphazi. Ngizambonisa ukuthi ngubani. Be a man. Madoda amasabata, phuma unkosikazi endlini, mabala. Ndoda attached to amakhabethe nezitsha. Weak. Khathikala amakhabethe. Bajwayela ipower ngithi. Umuntu ufuna uba umdala nizositshela u20 labo mama lengapha, elabo baba lengapha. Into le yokudala. Azusiqinele nje into yokudala ngoba uzositshela i-toilet likuphi. Gents, I'm saying to you, we who are here today, must be different when we leave this place.
Come on.
Be kind. Let me tell you, gents, and you go family life. The issue of kindness in a sinful world, it's deliberate. You must be deliberate to be kind. It's not spontaneous. Choose. Amakhosikazi ayadina. Hello. Amakhosikazi ayenza njani bazalwane? Adina. They talk too much. Have opinion in everything, but be kind. Firm as a man, but be kind. Gentle. Bantwana bathi ulele lapha ekamereni. Asimazi uThixo unobunje udada. Thixo asimazi. But this man has shown us certain attributes about God. Niyandiva kudada, right? Gents, we need to be kind. We need to be kind. Right? Certain blessings, because we made a vow, right? They are prevented by our actions, even to our wives. Even to our wives. Abantwana bethu abayazi kindness. Statement says okhotho sibhlungu. Mina beke nizothi sivale siyeke. Mara ngoba benenkani niyabuya na. No, la statement sithi ujaha abantu ukuthi baya enkonzweni bangathandazanga. Yesihleli kaBhlungu kimi. No mina kimi sihleli kaBhlungu. I don't want to lie. Asiqalanga kahle. Because ndakehlafana lapha endlini asikhonzi kude. You know, I'm just because of time, nithi sebenzisa imoto eziseparate. Ngizame ungaliwa umfundisi ekseni. Uyabona ne? Mina ngithi ngumdala whatever, yabona? So umdala makahamba akukhethwanga yena. Phela amakhosikazi aqhaqha iodrop ngesabatha. thina bomabhantshi ayi-4 miyazi mgcoka liphi next week akuhluphi thina namabhantshi ethu ayi-4 ambe uyazi sure next week yileli ya done. But labantu benje banjalo bazalwane banjalo makaya phakathi kwabantu uyastressa ku-ayinwa lezi zijikwe. You know, one of the things that ehlahwane besizilwele endlini indaba ye-ayining ngesabatha but ngayiyeka lo battle nizawuthi ke ndiwile andishoni ukuthi umuntu awunguwile uyapresenta maruwile ngayiyeka because my wife will decide in the morning to change. So mele ngikhethe between ukuba khama enkonzweni neroko. I must choose now. Ondiyangithola nithini? Yeah, mele ngikhethe ukuthi uzofika enkonzweni nge-right or ngithi le-roko. Uyangithola? So njengoba thina sendiusomizi lona namaroko. Uyangithola ngiyayiyeka nje. Ayayiyeka mzo. Kulekile Xoli ngiyani futhi. Ayiyeka. Kuyani ngiyayiyeka le biyeko. Ngizoyithi. All what I'm trying to say, gents, let's not waste God's money by being here and not change. Right? It takes grace to love a sinner. It takes grace to love a sinner. Usixolele amacala ethu njengoba nathi sibaxolela abasona. Nkosikazi wakho udinga uxolo kuwe, nawe uyamdinga kuwe. Okay, mandithethe naye andikho family life sizokwazi uthela. It's not possible. It's not possible for you as a sinner ukuthanda umuntu oyi-one forever. Noma isinto eqala. That's where you go back to the vows you made about this situation, right? And you talk to yourself, among others, your wife is not the best to you. You are not the best to your wife. I think you need to be told. You need to be told. Tina Stabang, go to wear everything to our wives. That's a myth. Angazi mhlambe mina ngikhulele sale sasijola yabona ne. Ngiyangithola ne sivela le. Sivela ngaphandle ngoloko ngikhumbuza. Ya ukhumbuza mfowethu. Maze ngikhohlwe. Abantu bamatende la. Umkhumbuze mfowethu. Ngiyamthola ne. When you make a personal inventory about yourself, you learn to open up and accommodate others. Know your weakness. Kunamadoda la angafuni ukade. Uyazazi ukuthi uthanda abosisi. Phuma phakathi kwabosisi. No phuma. Wena mawunge wahagwa ubambeki kahle. Suka lapho uthi angahamba. Uyamthola ugliness. Uyamthola ukuthi uthini? Because there's a certain age that it does not make business sense for you even to talk about divorce. Sengikhuluma yekela ivesi. Liyeke ivesi. Xoli la ukhona you have invested so much so much. Uyangithola ne? kukhona izinto ozincishe zona intanga zakhe ezinazo for them to succeed. Niyangithola? You decided maziya ukuthi you know what? So we can't talk business and separate business from our morals as men.
No, we can't.
Bakhona ubaba la endlini.
Yes, sir. Yambisana.
Niyangithola? Enye yezinto mele siyithethe uthidi uyithethile. Abokhotso la. Laba bangakashadi mele sibanqane. Vimba. Hello, uthando lodwa alwanele ukuthi ushade.
Come on, brother.
Uthando lodwa lunqunu nje. Alwanele. Ngoba lizophela, mele usale ngeprinciple yokuthanda lo muntu. Niyangizwa? Bazalwane, mhlambe sithetha kanje ngoba ngathi singcono. Mina ndizala abafana nanku uyazi. Ndibethi isibhakela pha, mina ngoba bakudala ngisashaya. Ngisabetha. Utata wakudala. Uyasikipha isibhamu, sibeke etafuleni usibusele. Ubonisa labafana ukuthi hey, ngiserious. Awuqhubulanga muntu. Yabona le. Yasikipha ukhipha imagazini, usebeke etafuleni usibusele safe. Bathi baba wenza ukuthi hey man yasi. Funi order futhi. Checkmate. Masifundeni ukuthandana. We are our brother's keeper. Ne? I was making a few examples. Ngabazalwana abanamandla phakathi kwethu. Ne? Ngabazalwana abanamandla. Okay, mangikhuluma nangabafundisi. Bafundisi, sukani kuma business. Sukani. Ne? Suka nina niza phakathi kwethu ukuthi nibiziwe. Bese ngekho manibizwa. Sukani apho sikho. No, sukani mfundisi. Ya sukani. Sukani. Inkonzo bazalwane. Imoshwa yimi nokolweni. Sine business. Ngumfundisi wami. I mess up. He knows my account. We are menace. Ayizihlale imeeting exoxa ngento zami. Mfundisi uyameneze. Niyangizwa? Niyangizwa? Mabasuka abafundisi. Bakhethe le profession engenama millionaires. Basikhethele. Besimele. Mfundisi ukhuluma kabi.
Azokhuluma ngaphandle.
Ozombona. Ozomthola. Yabona sebayangifungela lo. Gents, my task today was to say, let's open up.
Yeah.
Buthi bangokubhekile. Ngikhumbula lento boyikhuluma siyi2 sihlele lapha. Buthi uyangibona nje. Ne? Tibafethu vulana umnyango khona la kuvaleke khona.
Yeah.
Uthando nalo kini. Awukwazi ukumtshela umuntu okhompyutha nayo inkinga zakho. Ne? Awukwazi ukumtshela. But mawazi ukuthi utawu uzoyenza something. Mandithethe lento engafuni ukuyizwa. It's even wrong that ehlakwana for Adventist yokuboleka imali kuma non-Adventist. Masizoshumayela ngeGreat Hope ukuthi lento ezingenamali. Zine hope asinamali lezinto lezi. And I'm being serious. Bazalwane, for the sake of the gospel, kunezinto ongazenzi. For the sake of the gospel. The first people ongaboleki imali kubo kaningi abantu bakini abangakholwa. Those are the first casualties. Mina ekhaya khothu uyazi mina ngizalwa kwifamily ezango. Niyangizwa? I can't take imali yasendumbeni. By principle iyathenga yona right. Ugraph now child saying you right. There's nothing wrong with it. Uyangithola dada, right? It is the meaning of me taking the money. The implications are far-reaching. The damage I can't reverse. So when we talk about opportunities, it is because you've got limited places where you can go for support, except the church. Are we together, Adventist Men? It's very limited. So there are certain things, for the sake of the gospel, you don't do. You can't do. Sasa nifaki ithende la, umashonisa walapho uyakwazi. Uyangithola thina, right? So bazalwane, the presentation got TD in the morning. Let's submit everything that we have, right? And one of the things amasabatha nganayo, amasabatha are not ethical. Ne? Musukuthi uyibuilder and uyibricklayer. Niyangizwa? Masathi usidila nobani lawo, lo ukwazi ukubeka isitina, mara ngeke ayakhe indlu yonke. Akakwazi ukufunda iplan. Uyangithola? Ungathi draftsman. Uyangizwa? Respect him. Sakabona ngemoto yakhe umsebenzi uze ngayo kukhemiti. Ulayisha amathenga umbuzi nokumbuza. Usebenzela inkosi. Unevesi. Wokulahlela ngendima. Are we here, brethren? Let's respect each other. Nendlela bazalwane esikhuluma ngayo makhona amakhosikazi. You don't raise a voice to another man. Ne? Ngiyangithola? Streetwise. Imithetho ethile yokudoda. Ngiyangithola? Awuyiphakamisi iphimbo lakho kuma amakhosikazi la kwenye indoda. Akusubudoda lo. Akusubudoda lo. No wonder the church is so weak. Akunamadoda. Ngizambonisa ku church board. Usho kumdala. You talk to the elder and the pastor anyhow. Don't raise your voice up your argument. Be firm but be kind. Business lonke ke bazawulifuna lokho. So I'm saying to you, every municipality, I'm giving you where I am. When he gets a big tender, I'm making an example with him. You go there, I'm not my paper, but I know, semi-skilled. Give me a subcontract. Can we talk 70-30? 60-40? Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? It is an imperative. It's a biblical imperative which is for the sake of the gospel. Bafowethu bangaphandle musani kuba kuthi la enkonzweni kube ne-us and them. Sondelani. Niyangizwa? Come closer. Niyasidinga, siyanidinga. Niyangithola namhlanje. So opportunities masikepulelaneni. You know how difficult it is also to work with non-Adventists. Imoto yakho esebenziswa yibo ngeke uphinde uyidrive ngoba inuka insana. Umuntu uyathwala imoto yakho. Driver omunye mele agule. Uniyamthola ukusidila nani? We need you guys. As your boss, I will understand what is camp meeting. I understand what is the Sabbath. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? So we need each other. So the church is so divided. The church cannot progress because people in the church are competing and not collaborating. And my emphasis before we talk, don't take today's presentation very light.
Yeah, come on.
Please. I was telling Otidi, this was not a Western program, actually. This is a conference program. Actually. If we have invited all Adventist men in different districts to come and listen, to say we are mapping out a blueprint to want to go forward. Yes. Are you there? Yes. And also TD, give us space as men to sit like this. Ubudoda bethu buchallenge kakhulu. Alicreate ubuhlanti. Amanye ama-talks kumele sibe nawo arafa sivula ivesi. Fundisa ahlale phansi thande njengamadoda. Right? Because kunokubhayiza okuningi kule nkonzo. Kuyabhayizwa. So holwa kanjani umuntu othengelwa isudu umfazi? Isaziso zenza usibheke one side. Umnikazi wesudu. I'm saying to you, gents, and I'm pouring my heart out here. Right? Please, gents, masibeni ngamadoda. Masibeni ngamadoda. Inkomo zimka nomlanga. Masibeni ngamadoda. Niyangithola ukuthi ngithini? Masibeni ngamadoda. You know, I was showing you phakamisa abantu abangaki 3, 4. Right? And don't just undermine what they know. You know why you can still use him? His influence is still in there. Uyangizwa? Ngena kanjani ku-public works? Lungisa CIDP, tax clearance. Lungisa lokhu nalokhu. Thatha amaphepha akho uyawanikeza uSibanda. Uyamfonela uSibanda, lo bhuti olethela amaphepha uvela kimi. Uyangizwa ne? Do you understand what I'm saying? Ne? Into zakho ziyahamba. Niyangizwa ukuthi ngithini? Uyangithola. So, ukuthi usukumile uthi uretire akusho lutho. Right? Right? Abafundisi bethu benguzo president, you must buy property. Bahlala apha abafundisi. Bahlala apha abafundisi. We are renting. Sizinhloko ezirentayo. Wrong. Let's have our own things. Mali kaThixo sibe nesikhwele ngayo. Do you You understand what I'm saying? So, gents, I hope UTG will have a follow-up program, right? Where we will sit now, right, and map out a way forward. It has started in West Rand, right? Let's stand up. Let's stand up. We were captured from the book of Genesis. I see the conversation that Adam time wrong with speed. Actually, go read Patriarchs and Prophets. Utu Ellen White, Adam, one speed, or Tabang, go to Evu's or Shona Salai one food. I'm being serious. Ellen White, that's what Ellen White is saying. Utu Adam, as I pinda ikabang into Zosana Neto, Mangile, Mangabesi, Pacific to speed. Captured. Do you understand what I'm saying? Gents, let us be men. And in the 21st century, being a man must be socialized into a male. Because there's no alternative. Ngasuka ngithi ngiyamthola. Ngasuka nje. Mandikhathele nganilungisela le nto fast. So wangikhupha mara tata urugri. Ngiyamthola. So amadoda ayasidinga TD space esinje.
Oh yeah.
Siphefumulelana.
Oh yes.
Kunzima bafethu. Ngikhulume ngamagama amabili amathathu ekuseni. I don't know. Be brave enough as a man to say I don't know. Be brave enough as a man to say I don't have. Maungenakho awunakho. Niyangithola ukuthi ngithini? Ne? Ubudoda lo. You know the church is breeding celebrity Adventist. Inkonzo ngathi kusekonka. You know le nkonzo simosha inqondo. Mawuthenga imoto ucabanga i-camp meeting. Awucabanga i-destination. Ngizawupaka nawe. Mawuthenga isudu ucabanga i-camp meeting. Simoshekile la silimele. Niyangizwa bazalwane? Masifundeni ukuthandana nokuyekela ukukhompita. So I've said to you, there are a lot of opportunities. There's a presentation that was done in Mondio. We were told about land, mining, and farming. Right? Omunye vegetarian, udla amakhabishi angazi uthanda. Uyadla yami, as long as you eat cabbage. Any Western meat. Some of these cabbages are Western meat. Tell them insecticides and every chemical. We need men, as I'm closing, let's talk food security. Food security. Usibilwana akwazi ukuba nendawo engaka bazalwane singenangadi. Thank you. Sengikhuluma ngale sikolo. Makhabishi enkonzo. Amen. Uyeza uzoqasha indawo kubili. Awuna farm wena. Awunayo imali yokuthenga ifarm. But siyakwazi uneskill se farming. Yakusikela indawo. Niyavumelana ngento eyithile. Niyangithola? Compete with Woolworths. Bring a better product. Sikhona bazalwane? Yes sir. Let's grow as men. The church cannot suffer yet with this army. I refuse. The church cannot suffer with this army. Tithes discuss up and down. Bafundisi bahole late. Imali ayingenanga. The president is stressed. This and that and the other. Let's stand up as men and build this conference. And build this conference. So umsebenzi ke bazalwane wonke owekhabishi wetamati, wegesi, funa umuntu prudent and studious.
Yeah.
You cannot be an employee ofika noma kunini. Ngoba unendimana wena. Fika noma kunini, bad stewardship.
Yeah.
Bazalwane, I'm running my own company. I think twice before I can give an Adventist work employment.
Yeah.
I think twice. If he's working for you, he's going to sabotage you. Go behind your back, ayokhuluma nama suppliers akho, abatshele your weaknesses. Niyangithola ukuthi he's going to sabotage you. He won't say later, Puti, I think I understand what you're doing. Can we grow the company together? Give me peace yami, uyabona ngisebenzisa igama lakho sikhule. Ukuhloniphana lo. Niyangithola ukuthi ukuhloniphana lo. Bazalwane, live a life that is worth resurrecting.
Yeah.
In everything that you do, live a life that is worth resurrecting. In any sphere of your life, remember there is a resurrection. Don't live as if you're not going to meet yourself in the future. So make an appointment with yourself in the future. Amen.
Make you think. They challenge you. So I'm asking you to go choose your friends. As you Brother Tau, I think like he said, he also presented something that we need to hear as men in the conference.
Yeah.
We need this talk again. I just wanted to thank Bob Mabundaman. He's pressed on time to go and prepare. He lost his brother, so he came to tell me that he's leaving. So I'm fully pressed now again, because what I don't want us to also miss what we are getting. Because Nzompa is the president a chance, manje. Before I give him again, I still have the Bible study documents that I still need to give you as you represent churches. Remember? Yeah, so please, Nzonigeza kona manje. But I truly want to thank you, Brother Tau. You know, my father taught me this. My father is 95 years old. He just celebrated his birthday now in September, but we celebrated it in October. But he taught me this, that you must associate yourself with people who are clever and people who are better than you. And if in the group you are the better one, you are in the wrong group. Now, he was telling me whilst I was still a student. So in other words, nabantu engihlakaniphe kubandlula mina, because it means those people are sucking knowledge from me. I'm not getting anything from them. But I must go with people abangichallengeayo, or engibona nami ukuthi hey labantu lo uyayazi maths, lo wazi science, lo wazi ini. You understand? Now when you apply that also in life, never ever think that you are the best person when on your own. Ngoba uhamba nalabo obaqindezelayo. Ngiyangithola ngisho njani? Hamba nezintanga zakho uzobona ukuthi awuyilutho njani. Ngiyangithola ngisho njani bazalwane? So that's the reason why I'm friends with these guys. You understand? Because they make you think They challenge you. So I'm asking you to go choose your friends as you go out today. The challenges that he's explaining, I'll give you 2 examples. One guy is at church, and then meeting please. In charge
Hallelujah.
Thank you. This guy is Tulanai. Ufuna umsebenzi. Akakhulumi nami. Kuza unkosikazi wakhe ukhuluma nonkosikazi wami. Bazongicela umsebenzi. Bazocelela indoda umsebenzi. Indoda engicula nayo. Niyangithola ngisho njani bafethu? Naye la sicula sonke. Akakhulumi nami. Unkosikazi wakhe uyombona ukuthi lo mntwana kumele athole umsebenzi. Ukhuluma nonkosikazi wami. Baza kimi kumele ngizomupha umsebenzi. Ngithi mfethu i-triangle why uthatha i-triangle? Ujikeleza le. The next thing uyabuya uzosebenza. So then I've got like young girls and young guys. So it doesn't for me to give him dignity, let me make him a manager. You understand? Where he collects information from them and give them work ukuthi basebenze. Babuye labo Thomasana sebenza atbuthemba. Lokho ngathi une stress. Ngithi yini? Athi unkosikazi wakhe ngathi ngithi ningenaphi yini indaba yenzeka unkosikazi wakhe. Sebazi indaba zalophuthi lo. But hey ekseni njalo manje udizi lokhu ubudizi bomqala ekseni shuthi inkinga kwakhe ngithi hey mamelani lokhu lokukhuluma into zabantu abadala ni. Thathana umsebenzi kulo muntu. The long and the short, he did not last. He didn't last. Now this is what he's talking about when he's talking about Adventist. Omunye unemoto ngumpi technician ngithi naye this technician amba niyosebenza. Uyafika lapha ekhumeni ufika uyawashiya uthi ngisayothandaza. Angisakwathe kanje. Ngithi hey, it's not the terms and conditions yokusebenza la. Ushiya abantu khona niyothandaza wena. So those are the challenges that Brother Tau is talking about. Those are real situations that we face. So we need to change our attitude. We need to gear up. Ungadinga ukuthatha ngokuhlanganisa noBrother Spek uyomphoqa phela. Brother Spek ubuza mina ukuthi mfethu. Uyathi uyayazi la. Uthola kuphi out? Uyayazi ke out uyilethekile ukuthi zishangani kule out. You understand? So I'm just showing you guys the challenges that we have, but we need to change our attitude. You know, Brother Tau is telling us things that we know, but you know, my address, wow. Konumunye kwasitshela wathi angafuna uzosebenza yini ngoba uyangazi umkhulu engihlupheka kakhulu. Ngathi uqisile. Akahlale njalo ngoba ngisashubheki manje. No, those are challenges you get, bazalwane. Mawubadawo nizenza umuntu ongcono wena ngoba. Mara mfethu ngisuka edakeni umshilo ubutawo. Nakumele kuseni ngimtshelile bafethu ukuthi you must lead by example yourself. And we need to start teaching our children, not only to speak English, but to learn to serve when we teach them the leadership skills. So it is important because if you don't change that attitude, now you are respect. You walk uptight, and this is how, and you only sing solos in Tanam. Shine deep and white lana. Thank you, Buffett. President, the president, yeah. President they are pressed on time, but I didn't want them to leave upresident angakakhulumi, please man bafethu man. Ngizonipha incwadi, ngizonipha nebonus naleziyana eziningi eziseboxing, please bafethu. Tell upresident akhulume, then sizonipha chance. He's not going to take too long, no president. No, I'm not saying don't take too long, but I'm just saying I don't want it to be.
Spambo number 121. Number 121, you must have our president for his address. I'll see if Jesus is love. Yes, sir. Go to love. I wish he said another 50. I hope I'm go to love, 2. Go to love, you Jesus.
Yeah, but to me, police, and that's on the lack Nels Spring, yeah. So, hey, I arrive here and I hear Tao speaking. Hey, instead of making us happy, it makes us to be sad and sorry and confused. Because how, Paul says, Romans 7, oh wretched man, am I, who shall deliver me from this body of hell? It's been like that the whole day. And I know now they brought some packets of grandpa. So that, it's so difficult to be a man, especially a black man in South Africa, where we were disadvantaged. But when those who were previously disadvantaged are counted, they count our women and children and white women, other people, and not the black men. And it's so simple. Now, I like what I was saying. I was telling Murupiscopa when we were at the CCMA hearing that when you answer, don't answer what you have heard people speaking. Answer what you heard them say. So, yeah, you see, so that you must, the question is not in the words. The question lies somewhere. And so that's why people take a long time arguing. Now, we need to find a solution for a challenge of a black man in Southern Africa.
Yeah.
We really can't find ourselves. And the reason that we cannot find ourselves, one reason is that religion confuses us more. Confuses us more. We end up with guilty feelings after trying to do the right thing. And you ask yourself, hey, because uyathandaza uThixo uyanibetha uyasebenza umsebenzi uyale. So at the end of the day, it's true, oh wretched man am I, who can deliver me? That's why manje abanye bafaka ama-lipsticks, transgender, what? There's nenda ingangikhathele. Okay. because of time. Because of time. What he said, it's very true. You will remember in our first term, when, you see, when people canvassed for session, and they say, Pastor Steve, we want you to help us in the conference. I said, look, I'm called to be a pastor. There's no corporate ladder. The highest position is that I was called for, to be a pastor. So, listen, those who go to office, answers full. More so after I worked with another president. You see, if you work with a supervisor who has a low self-esteem, you'll be in a big problem. Because he is now the oppressor of growth. Oppressor of initiatives. But let me be like this. Then I said to them, if you want me to help in this conference, and you are not happy that I'm a pastor. By the way, on the 5 top churches of the conference, 2 were pastored by me. 2 of the top 5. So I'm an ambitious person. I like growth. I like life. I'm telling you. Yeah. So then I said, now, if there's no space of being a president, leave me where I am. I'm happy as a pastor. I'm progressive. Even my family, they know we do well when we are down there with the people. We drive better cars, we live well. We have no problem. But you go where there. Then they put me as a president. Now as a president, I said, I'm no longer a field boy, I'm a kitchen boy. Now, I'm no longer in the front lines of the battle. I'm in a dispenser. Now, what's my duty? The army must be well fed. Well fed. It doesn't mean if you can't shoot and do what. Wherever you are, you must understand the importance of the position you have to the whole system. You see? Yeah. Now, we took half of the pastors to overseas. We took them overseas. The reason why we took them overseas to the Bible lands, because we were talking magic. You must be socially and culturally relevant in any workplace that you serve in. You must be socially and culturally relevant. What I mean by that, when the white man reads the book of Matthew, he will say, when we were in Bethlehem, and a black pastor will never say that in his lifetime until he retires.
Yeah.
So that I wanted to close the intellectual, social, and technological gap. So that we don't merge with other races while we have a gap of intellectual growth, social understanding, dynamics. That's how they undermine you. Because they say, when John was baptizing in the Jordan, and by the way, the Jordan is still there. While we were there, we got in the water. Your black pastor will never say that.
Yeah.
In his whole lifetime. So when they want, so then those are the gaps I wanted to bridge for everyone. So that when we talk, we stand among races. We speak with confidence equally, if not better than other people. Then I looked at it, and they removed me from the presidency because they say they did not go to the Bible lands. Even today, they don't know how to get there. You see, you remove the captain. You remove the captain of the flight, and the flight goes nowhere. Well, everything, passengers ready, but there's no direction.
Yeah.
There's no command. So then, I looked at growth in Washington. Yeah, when we were there. Then I realized that the cultural dynamics of the composition, like we were called a black diamonds, after 94, black diamonds, because we are now becoming to spend like whites. You see, Israel, the men in Israel were the resources of the Egyptians. They were the doormats in Egypt, keeping their master's house clean while they remained dirty outside. Doormat, why it's a doormat? Where's that chain? It will never enjoy the clean house. But its duty is that the house must be clean. So, the men there were actually working hard for the Egyptians to live better. And when they arrive home, okay, that's fine. Right. Then, I said to the guys in East Allegheny Conference, you know what? The church should be taken as a cultural institution of learning. Okay. We must not attend church so that we can go to heaven. You go to heaven when you die. So why should we attend church to prepare for our funerals while we are alive here on earth? So then you have people in church who are prepared to go to heaven but not prepared to live on earth. You know, when you look at Genesis, Revelation 21, and the kings of the nations shall bring the wealth of the nation to worship the Lord and honor him. They say in the new earth, what will happen? We will be surprised of how much innovation lies in us. And we will be excited to say, when are we going to worship God? To show him the fruits of our initiative that the Lord has planted in our heads. You know, as I was telling them in the funeral, one funeral, that the Bible says we are branches. Let's say apple tree. It has branches. From the branches you pick an apple. But have you seen an apple from the roots? The stem? No. The twig? Can you eat the twig? Apple you just at the source. You won't find it there. So why does Jesus say, my father is a farmer, I am the vine, you are the branches. What are you called to do? You are called to work marvelously. That is why you are a royal priesthood. Have you seen Queen Elizabeth washing the clothes? No, don't do manual work. He does work that is producing assets. Okay. Why are we having the crisis that we have as black men? It's because we were groomed to be individualistic. There has never been a group of males that are successful without a cultural bond, without the ability to live in a community. Bona ma Somalia, ma Ethiopia, mama, bata ba sena le ditlhako. ba tla ba sena dikausu. Yeah, ebe ba o reke out. O ntse o phela, ba o reka out mo ntlong ya hao, mo jareteng ya hao, wa reka out business ya hao, wa o reka out. Hamba. To him who has little, that little is taken from. To him who has much, much is given. You know what's the problem? The problem is that if we don't know the ambition of our ancestors, when I say ancestors, and it includes those who lived before us, what were their aspirations? We are the only race that is denationalized as black Africans. We are denationalized. That is why you see our politicians, they say, this is the new South Africa. You know what is South Africa? South Africa, it's a cardinal point, yeah, of a geographical area. It's not the name of the country, but it's South Africa to the white races, the Boers and the English. The Boers are the Afrikaners, African. Eh? And now South Africa, that is why national anthem make it stem from South Africa. It's calling the whites to be Afrikaners. And what are Afrikaners to be? What are the Africans to be if the whites want to be Africans? What are the Africans to be? You know why the capital city of South Africa is Pretoria? Because Pretoria has been the capital city of the Transvaal. You know why the legislative parliament of South Africa is in Cape Town? Because South Africa was a colony of Britain from the West, the Cape Colony. So, then the Strata Madiba Street, more South Africa, that we never built. We are not part of this nation. Our tribes were demolished, our cultural heritage were demolished, and we have never known what it means to exist as a united community, work on nation building. That is why you see those who work in the Department of Rural Development and land reform. When people are restituted land, they loot the cattle, give each other the cattle belonging to the poor. Because we are not patriots. How can we be patriots when we don't understand what it means to be a nation? And that way, that is why everyone wants to support his family. If Ngabega got the meal on the table, you want to eat first because the otherness of others is not important to you. Now, where is the fault? The fault is in religion. You cannot disperse the people unless you erase their religion. That is why the Boers were united by their religion. The English united by their religion. The Chinese, the Indians, the whoever. And every race that sticks to its religion maintains its handwriting. So, then we become confused, and then we are told to compete with people who were running economy for the last 500 years. Now, I think we need to to find, instead of trying to, like Neketseha, we are an army. Oh, we are not an army. Maybe I'm saying right tenike guy, left tenike guy. We must first be commonly trained, have the similar commitment, and from there expose ourselves to best practice. Expose ourselves to best practice. When I had a talk about Kondenges, Sao Paulo, Ebekidumalana Leva Twaner influencer committee, or we must sponsor small business. Rafa Bafana Valeva got down 470,000. That's that the business you have on a whole. Look at your Kulensevar Colon. So Tibo would get a mole facility. Bunta will let them mock So, you see, now I realize, we need a coherent teaching, or teaching that will solidify our thinking, our mindset. Why you got the Muslims, if it's a community of maybe 20, 30, they make their own school. Why? Because they are they share the same values. So, Runa, we even worship together, but we don't share the same values. So we want us to act together while we are not equally exposed to what creates the base. So by choice. But I think we need, for example, religion has given Europe a common humanity. The white people were not welcomed as foreigners in South Africa. They were welcomed as human beings. But blacks discriminate because they don't understand what is a human race. They don't know politics. They don't know the strength of unity. We are known. Before we can make any commitments, I've got documents on international law. International law. We are known. After reading these things, I think now I must take theology and legal philosophy, bring them together to find out how to inspire people to be nation builders. For example, when we teach the Bible, we grow the membership of the church. And this church is American. Now, you want Africans to be Americans. While, for example, now I breathe in freedom. Yeah? Because how do you breathe in freedom, only boy? So, but after 1770 something, 80, America had gotten its independence. Now they've got land ownership. They can breathe in freedom. When they accept Christ, it's just a therapeutic change to confirm who they are. When we accept Christ, we are still displaced on the land that God has given to us. So, I think God favored us that there must be a split in this conference. So that we must not roll faster like a wheel to nowhere. We must find our purpose. Talk things that we would never have talked if we were supervised
Ngiyabona, ne?
by bus boys.
Ngiyabona, ne?
Kolobot, you know, in Alberton, now, I thank God when I look back. I thank God that we resisted evil. But that was an iceberg. The establishment now is shaking. And there's nothing that is exciting when you read history to realize that there were people that were conscious. For example, you see there, Kopitori, when you get in there, there's a street, Koshimampuru, next to Central, Pretoria Central Prison. Koshimampuru. 1880s. Koshimampuru, 1880s. Alalibu Pitriti, Filibu, Khatikimabu, Pretorias. Koshimampuru. Bamuchara, then they killed him there. Now, if he was not educated, how was he arguing with the judge? If he was illiterate, how did he? Have you ever thought of that? But we are told, just because your mom could not read and write, it has been so for all generations. You are the first clever generation of a black man. First graduate. What I'm saying is that I think a serious one, which will actually confirm our purpose so that we become people of national relevance. National relevance. It's not unbiblical, because the Bible says, and the kingdom shall be given to the saints of the Most High. Now, in closing, why the kingdom shall be given to the saints of the Most High? Then you go, chapter 42, 42, Genesis 42.
Okay.
Then Jacob said, go and buy bread, corn, there in Egypt. Go and buy corn in Egypt. That word buy corn, there, buy Shebeth. Shebeth, buy Shebeth. You know what it means? Go and be broken in Egypt. Go and face the truth in Egypt. They were hungry, trying to alleviate poverty or hunger or starvation, but they would not address their economic situation if they don't address the truth about themselves. Have you ever considered, Jesus said, you hypocrites, you esteem small things of the law. You tithe even on the leaves of the herb mint, while you undermine issues of justice and fairness. Then go and buy. Go and face the truth. And what was the truth they were to face? That Joseph was their brother. Now, as Adventist 1844, beginning the judgment, is the moment of truth. How do we become restful when issues that pertain to our being are being trampled upon? How do we rest unless we are given opium? We are high, yeah? No, all right. Then, how? Then the way birth there by, then it's not only that, but in facing the truth, you will discover your purpose. Now, mina, I'm jealous. I'd rather die poor than die being irrelevant. I'd rather die without money than die being irrelevant. And when you are irrelevant, it's when you are of no common good. Or call to jail and custard. But you are, yeah. Now, after them saying, hey, these calamities that follow us, is it not because of our brother? You remember how he cried and begged for mercy. Now we are begging for mercy. Is it not that the Lord is judging us? Kanuwa ba uka, bana ba re ba bolela ka Sechangane. Kanuwa ba uka, se Sechangane. Ke ngwana, a ke tswa go utlwisisa na. And after that they were reconciled. I think we need to be reconciled before we can be productive. There's no way. And now, where I am as your president, I'm not an authority over you. I'm being sent by you to observe things on your behalf and come and tell you. So what we need people who will invest thinking into what they believe, into why they are here. Before we can work for our families, we need to know who we are. We need to know who we are. So, nation building. So, re feditse re na le dikhoso le brother Mkhonto re tlo le hook up ba botlhe o bolela nnete tau ya re tshwantse re gabole re tla mo gabodiso until re sokologa. You know, if we can be truly converted, because ke ne ke shebe re tshwenya ke more issues of morality. We don't understand which morality do we adopt as Africans. Ke bolela maka. He man. O kra le batho sheba. Majuda. Bana le morality wa sejuda. Ma China. Ma India. Bana, we are the only race who don't have a code of our morality. And once you see a code of morality, how a sense of right or wrong? Like a bus. Have you ever seen maybe dilo tse ke di bolelang tse ha di le tshweu mara tla go botse na ba ke balwa bona reading maketh a man. I learned that while I was still in high school. Reading maketh a man. Ka sheba ke kry lore Western marriage is not biblical. So, this is wrong, this is right. While as sin Jesse we don't have a code of morality. Kapa ke bolela maka re a ya hlanya wena mfundisi sinayo. Home affairs. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Western marriage is European. It's not biblical. Biblical marriage is in the Bible. All right. So, re tlhoka to read, understand. The purpose of marriage is to manage wealth, not poverty. That is why ba re ngwana molomeng nyale kgomo di boele sakeng. That's an African perspective. Where marriage is a strategical economic alliance. But now, Ramakala, why mara? Ke kolobile mara ke tswa mo metsing ke omile. Because only data. How's I kids? You will always be beginning without continuing, always beginning, never progressing. Because there's nothing that we mature to affirm. Nothing that we mature to affirm. Harele fa di chelete, re rale tsosa, la di jale sa tsena grek. So, modimale tshwanelo fatshe. Mara ke ra gore mo Albertine, let us not be lazy to meet as men. Tamba le bueng le batho ba lena le re bitse, it won't take a day. It can be achieved in a day. We need to inculcate values, not values which are my opinion, but values that are researched. That are researched. For example, in our religion, why are we colonized by our own religions? Do you know, Hori, the cause of revival and renaissance was linked with land reform? All right. So then we need to go to spirituality arena. Is ke abantu ela ya fasta 21 days. How lose it away te boru wa halalela. All right. Na risk ra le jela nako. Mara Kenya go haki ha setse ke kreile the core to nation building. Ke tlatla ke le botse. A ke tso kwisana. Ke tlatla ke le botse. Re bolelele ANC. More, there's nothing new in South Africa. We are going back to the basis of Paul Kruger and his aspirations. But where are the aspirations of a black nation? What are they? What are they? Bebafuna. Awias. Yeah. So retibela ke kereke. And then kereke ya retibela ka hore e rentsha from it's one cause of uprooting and disorientating us. O fetso go tsenya thai, tlo go batho ba o tshwara ba re thai guy. Why Jason has apartheid? O itse fashion e keng wena? Are we for modesty or marake re rebel? Because ba bang bianong ba protesta yanong ba tla ba pere snacks mo kerekeng ba re makatsa. No, modimo, whatever we do, there must be consensus. Yes, sir. Uska tla mo tlo wa pere the happy socks. There must be consensus. But in an educated, or if men can be educated, I get on Pisana. I get educated, I don't mean go UNISA. But, you know, if the church can serve as a cultural and a religious school
African decorum.
for the males, I'm telling you, there will be difference. On one hand, I have a problem. I have 2 boys at home, but I can't make them men. I don't know how to make them men. Eh? How many have boys? Who think he has succeeded in growing men of his boys? But Sishelila, why don't we talk about it? Find out ukuba indoda, because abanye bayeluka but they still stupid. They will ask yourself a question. Well, funduswa kanjani? How to make a man? Yeah? So it's because